Okay, my name's Brian. I served in the United States Marine Corps from 2003 to 2007. I did one tour in Iraq and one tour in Afghanistan. I was an infantryman with my specialty would have been a mortarman, and I acted as a forward observer. After Iraq and Afghanistan, I started to notice a lot of different mood swings, trouble sleeping, a lot of gut issues. And shortly after my time of getting out, I was diagnosed with PTSD. And so that was all kind of interesting to me to do that, but what I really noticed was a change in my personality. So before I left the Marine Corps, I was a happy-go-lucky young man, and after the Marine Corps, I started to struggle with a lot of personality issues. Quick to be angry, a lot of issues with forgetting names, places, and just general whereabouts. And then the lack of sleep really took an effect on me. I really didn't seek any treatment for a long time, and then, I don't know, I got out in 07, so we're talking, it's 2020 now, so, I don't know, 13 years or so, until I started to go through the process of getting healthy. And when I did that, it was quite a process. Started seeing doctors and started to see the VA and started getting on medications, and it started to kind of spiral as soon as I got on the medications, and to where I was starting not to be in control. So now I'm having mood swings, I'm not sleeping, and now I was heavily medicated. So I'd met my wife years after the Marine Corps, and she and I started seeing a counselor. She got me a counselor, and then we found the HBOT, and this was about a year ago. And so we got into HBOT, and the first thing we did was met with the doctors here, and I got off my meds that the VA had pushed on me. And I started really watching my diet, and then I started the treatments. And I went through 60 treatments. I took a little more than a month off work. I didn't go to work. I just came here every day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and I would do HBOT in the morning, and then I'd do the PEMF, I'd do the infrared sauna, I would go exercise, I'd come back, I'd get the massage when it's available, and I did the IV therapy, and then I'd go back into the HBOT, and then I'd go home. And I did that for a little over a month. I did my first 40 treatments right in a row, and then I did the following 20 treatments the second month, where I came up 3 days a week. Since then, I'm still not on any medication, and I'm feeling more normal. I wouldn't say that everything's back to before the Marine Corps. I don't think it'll ever be back to before the Marine Corps, but I'm coming back. I'm here again. I still have my ups and downs, and I'm going to still continue treatment. I'm not going to stop as long as it's available to me. I'm going to continue to use it. But I'm coming back, I think. The sleep was the first thing I really noticed once I really got into the HBOT. Was I went from a couple hours a night intermittently to full night's rest. And when you haven't slept for years, and I'm talking years, when you haven't slept through the night, when you start sleeping again, it's incredibly powerful, and how much that changes your whole physiology and everything that your body needs. The sleep is what I noticed, and everything else started to come back after that. So that's a short story of how HBOT has helped me. And I brought my wife here. Her name's Megan, and she can attest to what I was like since we've been married, which has been about 10 years. She never knew me before the Marine Corps, but she's known me since then. So go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Megan, and Brian and I have been married for 10 years. We met probably 6 years after he joined, and 2 years after he had been out of the military. And so I never knew Brian before, but you could tell just by his personality that he was this happy-go-lucky guy. He still is, but sleeping has always been a problem ever since we met. I don't think I've ever known him to ever really sleep. Dreams, not being able to fall asleep or waking up and not being able to go back. That's always a struggle, to be able to see somebody you love who can't ever rest. And when somebody doesn't rest, they're exhausted all the time. He's a lot of times quick to anger, which is hard on our two kids, who are 5 and 6. They can't always quite understand why, daddy's happy one minute and then the next minute, something silly happens and then he's angry. And to them, that's normal. Which as somebody who knows different, that can be hard. Like I said, sleeping, the quick anger, the mood changes, headaches were terrible. Taking medicine like candy, that should never be something somebody should ever have to do. And a lot of these other health issues that he was having, we were getting to the point to where you don't want to see somebody have to take all sorts of medication. And when you feel doctors are just trying medicine to see what happens, I think we finally got to the point to where we were done with that, and we didn't want to see him have to take any more medication for, well, let's try this and see what this does. So with some research, we found North Star. I really wanted to find somebody that could help him and help somebody who had been in the military, because I feel sometimes doctors don't really take that into consideration. And we found them, and they welcomed us with open arms. And day one, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to get you off of this medication. Yep. And they did.
It was day one. Walked in here, filled out a very few amount of papers, and talked to him, and by the end of day one we were scheduled for the first 40 sessions. And it wasn't no questions asked. It was, I use the word, a religious experience. It was. I think I don't get very emotional, but I cried almost all day just because of how much they wanted to help. They did. It just felt that way. He came in here, Dr. Hendricks sat in up front. Armando, everybody was just so there for me that it was emotional.
Life-changing, because knowing that you have this group of people that they want to help you get better. They want you to get back to who you truly are, because war can change things, and for them to want to help you get back to who you are, and to do it in a natural way, so to speak, to let your body try to heal itself, that in a sense is, to us, amazing. And it has been life-changing. The sleep that he's getting is unbelievable. He's on no more medication. Vitamins.
Vitamins and minerals. And I think we both understand that this is a long journey, and that this isn't going to end tomorrow, but I feel like for the first time in a long time that we're at least on the path. That's how I feel.
I feel the same way. It's a life-changing experience.